Hey there, Knicks fans. How you doing? It's your boy Jonathan Macri with you for a Knicks Film School watch-along. Here a little bit past 7. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late getting this thing off the ground, but excited for tonight. And when I say excited, bringing a very, very particular type of energy to this watch-along. The movie or the reference that I'm thinking of is an old movie, not old. I mean, I guess it's old now because shit. But it's a I think this movie has actually been like disowned or canceled somewhat. But I'm thinking of the movie American Beauty, which won Best Picture. And there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where Annette Bening, who's a real estate agent, tries to sell a house, or she's planning on selling a house. She's showing a house, and she walks around the house doing all cleaning and ordering of the house, making it look nice. And she keeps saying, "I will sell this house today. I will sell this house today. I will sell this house today." And that's the energy that I'm bringing to this game tonight. The Knicks will win this game today. I'm just gonna I've been telling myself that all day. The Knicks will win this game today. Do I actually think that they will win this game today? No. They've only had one 4-game losing streak in the last almost 3 years. So the odds say that, yes, they will win this game today. Annette Bening, by the way, did not end up selling the house, but that's fine. We could succeed where Annette Bening's character in American Beauty failed. But happy to be here, be doing this. Let me double check here and make sure that the YouTube comments are coming on through. We're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching. Already got over 100 people. That's fun. And there it is. Oh, Andrew's gonna kill me. That's okay. So this is from some live producing here. Andrew, there is apparently no, it's right here. It's live. Yeah, it's live. There's no, as you can see, if you're watching right now, I don't have a background or a banner that says like KFS watch along. Which Andrew just texted me. Which, of course, now for me to go ahead and let's see how quickly I could do this to get the proper banner. I think I could probably do it. But what's everybody thinking? Did everybody enjoy the James Dolan interview? I listened to about 17 seconds of one soundbite, and I was like, yeah, I've had enough. That's fine. The one thing that I was kind of not taken aback by, it's not taken aback is too strong a word. I'll put this under the category of James Dolan never ceases to amaze me. And I tweeted something to this effect when in response to his quote about we got to make the finals. Of course, the expectation is to make the finals. My expectation is to make the finals. Your expectation is to make the finals. James Dolan's expectation is to make the finals. Everybody's expectation is to make the finals. Like, there have been not only good teams that did not make the finals. I'm thinking of like that great first round series between the Spurs and the Clippers with Tim Duncan and Chris Paul. It was in like the early 2000, or no, it was 2015. It was 10 years ago. And like you could argue those are two of the 3 or 4 best teams in the league, 2 of the 5 best teams in the league, whatever. They happen to play each other in the first round. Neither of them even made the conference finals, probably because they were so spent after 7 games. The point is, shit happens, and when you phrase it like we got to make the finals, it's just like unnecessary pressure. But that's James Dolan. That's what James Dolan has been doing shit like this for 20 however many years he's owned the franchise, and he's going to keep doing stuff like this for as long as he owns the franchise. What do we got going on here? We got Sean apparently is coming in a bit. That's fun. Anthony says, I feel like this is a must-win game. A must-win, even though technically it's not. Yeah, no such thing as a must-win game in January. I mean, I've said this about a few games this season. It's a must-show-up game. Like you can't sit this one out like you did Atlanta. Who's this? The A2 Fink. Can we get a Cat sucks and we'll never win a chip with him out of the way so I can enjoy the game? No, Cat doesn't suck. Cat's awesome. I love Cat. I've probably honestly been more encouraged by Cat's play this season than any other Knick. All right, so I'm going to be updating like where we're at. Tip-off happened, about 10 seconds to gone by in the first quarter here. OG Anunoby fouled under the basket by Beef Stew. Great pass from the top of the key. Knicks off to a good start right off the bat. I should comment on yeah, I agree, James Marshall. There was no need to say that. I should comment on the decision to start the double bigs. I'm like, this is like it feels like a chicken or the egg thing. Because both teams are starting two bigs. Did the Pistons do that in response to the Knicks, or did the Knicks do that in response to the Pistons? Look, I wanted Deuce to start. I've been wanting to see Deuce start for a while now, just because I just want to see more of what that lineup looks like as a starting five. I understand it did not do well the other night, as OG Anunoby makes the first free throw. But I also am not going to sit here and be like I would never say Mike Brown's an idiot for any reason. But I'm definitely not going to say it because he's starting Mitchell Robinson, who is awesome. Okay, so we got Cade with the ball, Duncan Robinson, pretty good look from top of the key. Jalen Brunson, late contest, and of course fouls him, and the three-pointer goes in after OG Anunoby missed the second free throw. Not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah, Armin, screens are the kryptonite to this team. I saw there was a stat going around Twitter today. I apologize. I can't give credit because I don't know who generated it, but basically saying the Knicks were one of the best isolation defensive teams in the league, which doesn't surprise me. In isolation situations, they're pretty good. If you put a screen anywhere on the court, not so good. And if you have a screen involving Jalen Brunson, it's really not so good. All right, so we got Paul Reed, B-ball Paul on Cat at the top of the key. Nice pass to Mikal Bridges, who, of course, misses the midi. Mitchell Robinson tries to get the offensive rebound, but it gets taken away. Pistons, all right. OG with a nice deflection. And Mikal Bridges blows the bunny because he is back to treating contact as if he will get some form of life-threatening disease. And then promptly Beef Stew hits a corner three. Knicks down 7-1. Brunson misses a good look at the rim. Mitchell Robinson can't get the offensive rebound. Here's Cade over Cat. 9-1 Detroit. When are we getting the first Mike Brown timeout? Is it going to be over or under 9 minutes and 30 seconds? What are we thinking here? Because this team already is like, come on. All right. Brunson, nice conversion here. And I can't even complain about any of the offensive possessions. It's like Mikal Bridges, all right, it's a mid-ranger, it's fine. Bridges just been good at the rim all season. I'm not gonna kill him for that. Jesus Christ. That's just bad luck. Beef Stew with that air ball, and it goes right into Reed's hands. But then this defensive possession, after the Pistons move the ball a couple times, again, this isn't crazy ball movement. There's a couple of passes, and it ends up in a 2-on-1 situation under the rim. This is in the half court. And I think what ends up happening, see, this is the thing with the defense. They're not gonna win games with defense. Nobody's asking them to win games with defense. That's why the Nuggets formula, it was okay. The Nuggets didn't have to win games with defense. They played literally just good enough defense to win with offense. But when your defense is this abhorrent, it puts so much pressure on your offense to be perfect, to the point where anytime you miss, you feel like, oh my God, how are we going to make this up? And then Mitchell Robinson trying to do something that I don't know that I've ever seen him do before, and shockingly, it does not go well. Nice defensive play there from Robinson, though, to make up for it. All right. Brunson, nice little floater. Didn't get the call, but that's fine. So we got 11-5 Pistons where I'm at with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So I apologize if I'm ahead of or behind anybody, but that's where I'm at. And of course, offensive rebound, B-ball Paul. Cat's right there, isn't able to come up with it. And then there's a nice dish under the hoop from Cade Cunningham. Pistons are absolutely rolling. No resistance from the Knicks so far defensively. It's all the same shit that we've been seeing for the last several days. Mikal with the nice midi. Like, there's no defensive intensity right now for this team. Zero. And we got Sean here. Hello, Sean. Hold on. Realize. I put my headphones on. Hey.
Hello. Hold on. Let me switch to.
And hold on. Now that you're here, I could. I have someone to filibuster for a second, so I could put up the proper background. I think.
I was about to do that.
Oh, if you could do it, then that's even better.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Great. How you doing?
Good. I was playing Beyblade with my son and listening to your while listening to your recap, and all I heard was 3-1, 5-1, 7-1.
Yeah. I mean, the freaking Pistons, who, what did we say on Takedown earlier today? They're the 18th ranked offense in the league. 18th. Yeah. They now have 15 points in 4 minutes. Like, this is what this Knicks team is right now. Like, these core guys.
I say it all the time. Defense begins with effort. You can give me your schemes, you can show me your
your
thing. It's effort. It's you have to want to play defense.
Yeah, and you have to act like you fucking want it. You know, it's like and the Knicks have been easing their way into these games since the beginning of the season. OG with a decent look there. That doesn't go down. So you want to try to sync up?
Yeah. So I'm pulling up on Peacock now.
Okay. And that was a way too easy back down from Cade Cunningham on Mikal Bridges. I mean, obviously we saw last season, the first round, they had to switch that matchup to OG. You know, I mean, Brunson at least is getting off to a nice offensive start. 17-11 Pistons right now. 7 minutes to go as Cade Cunningham crosses the half-court line.
Okay. It is now.
And look, there's one of the Pistons' bugaboos, which is a turnover. This is actually their second turnover of the first 5 minutes and a couple seconds. So, like, yeah, they will give the ball away. But, yeah, we got our first super chat of the night. Thanks, by the way, to everybody in the chat. I'm going to try to pay attention as much as I can to the chat as we go through the game. Norman Jean King. Mitch being on court makes Towns lazy. Double big no. I mean that it makes Towns lazy. I think it feels like this is a double-edged sword, because you could say he's more engaged at the 5, but also we know what Towns and the 5 can be, and it could be not good. There is something about the double big starting lineup. I'm not saying they should not go double big ever. I think there is a place for double big. I think they will need to go double big at times. There is something about it as a starting unit that has never felt that is the apex version of this team, given all the pieces that they have. There's a lack of activity on and that's the thing, is like, if you replace either Deuce or Josh Hart for Mitchell Robinson, yes, you are theoretically losing rim protection, but this isn't, 1997 or 2005 or even like 2014. It's 2026, where the notion of like, oh, we have a traditional rim protector back there. there are two rim protectors that truly matter in the NBA today in the way that they kind of sort of used to matter, and their names are Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert. Sean, do you disagree with that?
I agree 100%.
So, like the notion that Mitchell Robinson is out there and thus it will elevate your defense, we're fucking seeing that clearly that it doesn't. And I'm not. This is not me being Johnny come lately. Like this has been the case for all year on. Like Mitchell Robinson is not. Now there are lineups that Mitchell Robinson certainly elevates defensively. Man, the juice is just not worth the squeeze for me with this starting five.
Mark Cuban years ago, this is maybe like 15 years ago. This is like when he was like early in his time as owner of the Mavericks. And they were asking about it's about rim protection and how important it is to get a rim protector. And he said at the time, he's like, rim protection does not matter if your perimeter defense stinks. Because if you could, like, you can have, and I said this on Weekly Wages today of Mensa. You could have Victor Wembanyama as your center, but guess what? If people are just getting into the paint at will, eventually, like, it's going to be broken.
I think they go hand in hand. Like, if you can keep your rim protector mostly defending the rim, then you're in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
But if your rim protector is just like being a normal defender and being like, oh shit, I got to put this fire out, I got to put that fire out, and also on top of that, like, let's just call a spade a spade. Mitchell Robinson has not been an elite defensive five this year as Deuce McBride finishes at the rim. So I'm at 635, 634.
I'm ahead of you. Okay, I'll pause.
Okay, so I'll let you know when there is how about this at the next stoppage?
I'm at a stoppage of play, so I will tell you.
Now so am I. 6:24 happened about 3 seconds ago. Okay, so now we should be good.
All right, so Cade is at the line.
Yeah, so Cade is at the line. I will let you know when he takes the first free throw from me, when he releases.
Well, he already took the first free throw from me, so I'll hit play when the second free throw. When he releases the second free throw.
Okay, he's taking the first. Makes that. Cade's really good. We give Cade a lot of shit. Cade's really good.
It's not that we give Cade. We don't give Cade shit. Well, what I think our fan base.
Release.
Okay.
And he missed. Okay.
Okay. So
hold on. Deuce right here. What does Deuce do when he gets Cat gets rebound, gets it to Deuce, hustles up the court? Yeah. Now, did it produce anything? Not immediately, but it immediately, like, the Pistons defense at least needs to be like, oh, okay. We have to fucking pay attention here.
Yes.
And what ends up nice finish.
Here we go.
Sorry, I cut you off. 18-15 Detroit.
No, it's I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, K. Like, it's not that we shit on K as a fan base. It's just we just don't like he's automatically better than Brunson because he's taller. But we all listen, there's usually one player every round that when the Knicks beat one player every playoff run, there's one player that gives us problems that we give respect to. In 2024 was Maxey, 2025 was Cade.
Yep. So I think that's Beef Stew's second foul just now. Pretty sure it's his second foul. Wait a minute. Was that on Beef Stew? No, I don't think it was on Beef Stew.
It's not. All right. Cat at the line. Swish.
All right. Great. And who's coming in? So we have. Well, this is interesting.
Line change.
For real. Oh, wait, no. It was a defensive 3 seconds. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what happens when I am not listening. I can't listen to the game right now. Although I guess I could put it on low volume.
So I have it on my second monitor with the volume very low, so I can hear you and him.
Great. I don't have any volume on.
They're really booing Jalen Brunson every time he gets the ball.
Well, they could go screw off.
Like the foul bait, all Jalen Brunson does his foul bait narrative has really gone too far. thank you to the Philadelphia 76ers who whined and cried about that for a year and a half.
Hang on one sec, because my daughter's trying to get my attention. What's up, Sess?
John doesn't know I can read lips, so I know exactly what you just told. No, I really can't.
My older daughter is asking, because I asked her to come down here after she took a shower and take my younger daughter with her, and she's asking if she still has to do that. Say hi, Sass. Hello. All right.
Hello, Sass.
Who missed that? Someone missed that free throw for Detroit.
Beef stew.
Great. All right.
2016 Pistons. Shout out to everyone in Knicks land who signed up for Peacock to watch this game today.
All right, second free throw coming up. 5:05 remaining. Beef stew misses that too. Thankfully, we got the rebound. By the way, I don't even know who the foul was on. I don't care. I love how McCullough got in there and at least contested that shot.
Foul was on.
And Deuce draws a foul. Again, Deuce McBride's activity and general sense of like, hey, I want to play basketball. Put me in. Pays off for the Knicks. Seriously. I hate this because somebody brought it up on the last fucking post game, and I reacted like I recoiled. They were like comparing it to last season. And the vibes that I'm getting from the starting five right now are the same as last season.
I think they're tired.
I hope they're tired. Was that?
Because that's what, and that was a. Well,
that was a
Kevin, you're not getting that call.
Yeah, no, that was a. Why were there so?
They weren't. They're not billing you out.
Yeah, but why was there so? I didn't even. I missed why there was so little time on the shot clock, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so just to recap, we got McCullough, Deuce, Clarkson, and Brunson in. So McCullough is the 4 right now.
Yes.
With Mitch at the 5. Again, Mike Brown with he's not afraid to experiment. Which is
what many of us asked for.
Yeah, and they should be. This is what the regular season is for as frustrating as it is. Nice 3-pointer.
There we go.
From Jordan Clarkson. And look, for all the bitching and moaning we did, it's 22-19 with 4 left to go. I mean, again, you spotted them 15 points in 4 minutes, but yeah, Kevin McCullough. Did he have OG on Cade at all to start? It felt like he didn't. As Clarkson makes another 3, this offense is so freaking good.
Offense is legit.
It feels like the starters are the ones that are pulling them down on offense and on defense. And I think Mike Brown knows it. And of course, Cade is mad. Cade's amped up for this one. Why didn't I take a Cade over points, rebounds, assists tonight? That was stupid. That was very stupid.
All right. I think I was a smidge ahead of you, so I'm going to
Deuce for 3. Bang. Armin saying that OG got burned a few times. Yeah, I still wouldn't have gone away from that as quickly. Unless OG's not right now. So 27-25 Pistons. And then we're seeing, okay, there we go. A little pressure on Cade from Clarkson and McCullough. Clarkson got a nice look from the corner, but missed it. But it forced the turnover. You can pressure Cade sometimes.
Yes.
He will turn the ball over. He will give the ball away. He has done it before. He did it a hell of a lot in the freaking playoff series. It is the one issue other than he still doesn't really pull up, although he did there. It is the one major issue he has not addressed so far this season. Okay, so 27-25. We've escaped hell momentarily. Sean, are you surprised by any of the substitutions?
No, because to your point, Mike Brown has been liberal with his substitutions this year.
Is that what this is, though? Or has Kevin McCullough risen to the point in the circle of trust?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think so. You lose Josh Hart. The old coach would just played his guys more minutes.
Yes.
Whereas this coach is like, all right.
Oh,
Who's my closest like for like that I could put in here?
To parrot many people who have been angry that I have literally written any words about Tom Thibodeau in the Knicks Film School newsletter this season. We're done comparing Brown to Tibbs. This is just about, I think, focusing on what Brown is about and what Brown has done. And I think that's where I'm asking if you're surprised, as opposed to, instead of, let's say, putting in McCullough 7 minutes into the game, keeping in one of, it would probably be Mikal. But like, he took Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby out.
Didn't like what he saw.
10 minutes.
Didn't like what he saw. He didn't like what he saw.
No, he didn't like what he saw. And Kevin McCullough gives him energy.
And now listen, I'll say this. I will compare Tom Thibodeau and Mike Brown. This is not to you, John. I will compare Tom Thibodeau and Mike Brown as much as I freaking want to. And if you don't compare Mike Brown and Tom Thibodeau because it hurts your feelings, liberal media, you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Like, it's not because we're bashing Thibodeau, but it's like the team. We have a new coach because the team, and Mr. Dolan said it today.
Yeah.
The old coach did things a certain way that the organization did not like, and now they're moving in a different direction. So it's natural for us to compare the two. Simple.
I said in a newsletter comment recently, until the Knicks win a champion. No, let me rephrase that. Until the Knicks make the finals.
Mm-hmm.
If the Knicks make the finals, then we don't need to continue having the discussion. But fair or unfair, the last coach got to the conference finals. He was a fucking asshole, and that's why I loved him. But he was a fucking asshole, and he got to the finals being an asshole. Mike Brown is not an asshole, by all accounts. By the way, congratulations, Jordan Clarkson has now surpassed Kevin McHale for the 8th most bench points in the history of the league. Wow. I mean, freaking Kevin McHale. For some of our younger fans, listeners, watchers, whatever, Kevin McHale came off the bench for the first half of his career.
That he did.
And he was
How much time he got left?
I'm looking at Mike Brown and talking to Gent, and now I'm looking at JB Bickerstaff, so I don't see any time on the thing.
Okay, so I'm definitely ahead of you.
And now I'm looking at Gent and Brown again. As soon as I see a time on the screen, I'll tell you. 231, 230, 229. How's that?
227.
So now we got Bridges back in the game for McCullough. Okay, so just a couple of minutes for McCullough. Thank you for hopping on tonight, by the way.
No problem. I'm going to have to leave at some point to eat dinner, and then I'll be back.
I mean, that's what halftime's for, right?
Yeah. Clarkson 3?
Clarkson just rimmed out, or it was in and out 3. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good look.
Okay. I see 155, 154, 153.
Oh, you're actually 2 seconds behind me now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So hold on. I might be able to pause. And that's a 3 from.
No, you don't pause. You stay put. This is so fun.
The lack of confidence in my ability to operate technology is second to none.
No, it's actually not that. It's just that since I don't want like two people, both of us shouldn't be like not live.
I got you. All right. So clock's running down. Mikal Bridges is going to need to put this one up. And that looked like a foul to me.
That looked like a foul.
All right. Whatever. I hated the path. Why didn't Clarkson take a more I didn't like the defensive path he took there. Thankfully, it is not a shooting foul. Oh, wait. What? Oh, he set that out of bounds. Okay.
Yeah, he stepped out.
I did. Again, sorry, I'm not listening to the game. I still didn't love the path that Clarkson took.
All right. Brunson up the ball, top of the key.
Yeah. On
Dennis
Jenkins. Who's awesome.
Oops. There you go.
Giddy up. All right, 30-27 Nick. Or sorry, 30-27 Pistons. The other bet that I was going to take tonight was the over. Of all the freaking bets that I could have taken tonight, it took Knicks money line.
I took.
Hey,
Oh, there we go.
you know
Oh,
why
yeah,
I did? Hold on, let me
I'm a second
finish.
behind you.
All right, McCall finishes at the rim, 30-29 Pistons. I got to tell you, this should feel good for the Knicks. They came out like dog
Looking
shit,
like garbage.
garbage, hot garbage, and now they're within one. And the Pistons came out like firing on all cylinders, like came to play the whole thing. And the Knicks have so far been like settled down. Now, can you maintain it? You know what? I'm fine with
Yeah,
fucking
I'm fine with that shot.
those,
Yeah.
step back nonsense. Oh, what? That was it. Okay. Defend. Did he get it off? No foul. All right. End of the first quarter, 30-29. Now I'm going to yell at you. So
yell at me.
So we're a little behind the scenes for all of our friends. Shout out to Fanatics Sportsbook. We love our partners at Fanatics Sportsbook. They rock. We have a weekly check-in with them, mostly just to talk basketball. And so we're doing a weekly check-in today. And Sean, because he's just fucking glutton for punishment, is like, I want to see some alternate lines for tonight's game. I think the Knicks are going to take care of business. Yada, 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 yada. That's my Sean impression. And I'm like, let me see what the line is at. Because earlier today, it was at -3. And I texted our group chat for our best bets tonight. And what did I text? I said, can I have I was like, can I have Knicks money line?
Yes, you did.
At -140. And you didn't even have the respect to text no. You just put the thumbs down symbol on my text. So I'm like, fine. I'm not gonna get in my feelings. At that point, I forget what was it -140? And then, but that was when it was a 3-point spread. Then we're on our call. I'm like, as you're asking about alternate spreads, I'm like, let me look what it is. And it had fallen to 1.5 because obviously a lot of money was going on the Pistons. So I'm like, oh. And as Sean's talking about alternate lines, I'm like, let me get the bet that I wanted to get earlier and was disallowed from getting by Sean. And that's when I put $10 on the Knicks money line.
All right. A few things. One.
What?
If we do not, the rule is at Knicks Film School, betting and sweating, best bets, what have you, we do not give out bets higher than -130. Because
I was 10. It was 140.
No. Listen, I don't even like 130. Like I rarely bet something that's -130.
I know you do. Don't.
So -140. No, fuck out of here. Now, with that being said, once the line dropped to 1.5,
yes,
I'm sure, and the money line dropped to 115, you could have changed your pick.
No, we already had the graphic made.
No, it had, but Gio could change. Can change that.
It's fine. I was honestly, I wanted to do Knicks money line more as an act of solidarity. You missed my story at the start of the watch along where I was like telling myself all day the Knicks are going to play a good game tonight.
Oh, I saw that.
I will sell this house today. Have you ever seen American Beauty?
Yes, not since it first came out. So it's been like 20 years, but I did see it.
I saw American Beauty with a girl that I was seeing in high school. So it's been more than 20 years. It's been like 20.
Wait, you were in high school.
I think American Beauty came out in 1999, dude.
You know what? American Beauty.
Think about it.
It is 1999. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, it came out September of 99. So that was my first semester of college.
Well, you're a little older than me. I don't know how we got on this conversation, but yeah, I haven't probably rewatched it in 20 years, but I for whatever reason, that movie, it's like the kind of movie, if you see it when you're 16, you're like, oh my God, this is the most profound thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've had out our discussion. All right. Second quarter is starting. Shout out to everybody watching along. We got like 650 people. You all rock. And hopefully the Knicks can rock too. Cat back in the game. OG back in the game. Kolek in the game. That was a nice kick out to freaking. You know what? I can't even get mad at that because at least the Pistons ended up getting an open 3, but it was an open 3 when the Knicks were like getting in there and trying to cause some aggression. trying to force a turnover. I have more respect for that than the other nonsense.
All right. So, and listen, GWB01. We're gonna synchronize this so we're all together because I have to resynchronize this with John. So, John, I am at 11:13. You let me know. Count when you get to 11:20. Count out loud, and I'll resume when you're at 11:13.
So Cat just, I guess, was that an offensive foul? Yes, of course it was an offensive foul. That was he grabbed his arm and then he went up. Yeah, that's what Mike Brown's talking about. 11-14, 11-13, 11-12. And now Ron Holland.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're the Pistons have opened the second quarter with 5 straight points. Not ideal. And Kolek dealing with some heavy pressure before he gave it up to OG. And that's an offensive foul on OG Anunoby. Oh. So now we have 2 offensive fouls on 2 Knicks in 2 possessions here.
For those trying to follow along, there's a stoppage of play, 10:53 left in the quarter. I will when play resumes, I will count out 5 seconds. I will count 5 seconds down, so hopefully you can catch up. 10:49, 10:48, 10:47, 10:46, 10:45, 10:44, 10:43, 10:42. Good Lord, that was a terrible looking shot.
It was not.
Come on, Tyler. Shot. All right.
All right. We got Cat for. I'm a second ahead of you. Yeah. Nice. Okay. 35-32. Detroit's up. You know.
A second ahead of me.
Literally a second. That's all it is.
You know, I'm gonna try and watch this from my iPad instead.
That's annoying.
Okay.
So right. That's Clarkson was stuck on Reed there. Which again, this is what you're going to get when you have a kind of a small lineup out there, which the Knicks do, although that might have just been a cross match thing.
All right.
Nice job, Jordan. Okay. I'm happy Jordan's gotten going. I think that's important for the team. A couple people have asked me recently whether Clarkson will maybe be the odd man out in the rotation once Hart and Shaman are back. I don't think he will. Again,
I don't think so either. You need to score.
Jenkins, man. This kid's good.
I never heard of this kid until that.
I didn't hear him before this season, but yeah. I knew about him when he was blowing up earlier in the year.
Oh my goodness. I might be a second ahead of you now.
Cat. Good foul, Tyler.
Ooh.
So not great Cat so far tonight. 2 turnovers, 1 foul, 1 made shot. The 3. Is
that Javonte Green?
I mean, Javonte Green is on the Pistons.
Okay. Yeah,
I think where the one thing I will say about the Knicks right now, and it's been this way most of the season, but it's been, I feel like it's been more pronounced lately.
Mm-hmm.
We're back to we can't score when not that we can't score, but like offense when Jalen Brunson is off the court is a bit against a real defense is like not happening. And I thought one of my favorite things about last year's team is like they really did a nice job, I thought, last year of kind of doing like just playing fast, playing through Cat. What?
Like generating offense without Brunson.
Yeah, generating offense without Brunson. I thought like Campaign was just like really like nobody mentions him. He was only here for a year, and I'm not saying he deserves his freaking number in the rafters, but Campaign was really good for them last year, and they have not like. I mean, Kolek's been good,
but he's,
but he's also been inconsistent.
Yes, Kolek gets rejected at the rim by Mr. Jenkins.
Yeah, who's letting him hear about it.
Take the shot, Cat.
I was about to say. Yeah,
there we go. Move the ball.
Come on, the drives.
Oh, Mikal. What was
that was a whole the whole thing was a disjointed mess. And there's Kolek with another hard foul. Like, Cat needs to just take that 3.
Yes, take the 3, and then Mikal compounds it because he gets to the rim, and McCullough is wide open in the corner, and he doesn't make the pass. But you know what? As I was telling somebody that I said it. I was telling somebody these are the dog days of the NBA season.
Yeah,
this is like in baseball after the All-Star break. It's July 27th. It's 92 degrees out. You're just like you're too far, and it's like it's not August. It's not September. The playoffs are still like 2 months away. You're just like, oh.
Mr. Fabro says we will lose this game and we might lose it badly. I'm not going there yet. I want to see Jalen Brunson back on the court.
Way too much time.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a sense of like how a great pass from Cat.
Yes.
Not a good. So again, if he could do that on a drive, that was an exceptional pass from Cat on a drive. Exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a walk?
Oh, I thought that was a walk, and then McCullough got lost.
McCullough fell asleep. The Pistons have completely and totally reclaimed the energy game,
which is why he probably, actually, interestingly enough, maybe it's because
why did Clarkson not grab that ball before it went out of bounds? Sorry, Sean. What were you saying?
We have not seen any Mo Diawara for real since Mitch has been back. He played 2 minutes on Saturday.
Yeah.
I say that to say, I wonder if there's maybe Mike Brown is like the lineup changes he's making. It's like, all right, you know what? We're lacking energy. You know who has energy? Children. And I would think maybe we'll see more of Mo Diawara, but apparently not.
All right, we got. I guess that was either an offensive foul on Detroit. Like, it's a 7-point game. It's not a 17-point game. It's a 7-point game.
Which is why Mr. Fabro saying we're going to lose the game badly and we're down 7. Like, come
on. Freddie Hubbard music is asking, why can't Mo get any time? I think it's a Mike Brown is trying to serve multiple masters here in that he's trying to get. Oh, Jesus, Mikal. I can't.
He said it. He's in that I don't want anyone to touch me mode. And
it's like he doesn't want to get his jersey wrinkled. Like now Mikal Bridges is annoying me, and I've been defending him the last several post games. This shit is annoying because that's fucking twice now that he blew easy ones at the rim.
For the stupid floater. Clear out.
Now we're down by 9. Mr. Fabro's looking prescient all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Kolek for 3. Bang. That was important. Okay. So, to finish the point, I think he's trying to get these kids time and get the energy up on the whole thing. But at the same time, these lineups need time to coalesce and there needs to be cohesion here. All right. It's pretty good defense by Mitch. Norman Jean King has a super chat here. Who was that? I missed that. That was Mikal? Okay, There we go. Right on cue. As Norman Jean King says, John, Bridges has been awful for 8 games straight. I disagree with that. I don't think he's been awful for 8 games straight. I think his defense has subsided this season. But for me, it's been noticeable to me more like I'll pull up his game log. Hold on. Let's actually talk about this.
I will be right back.
Okay. And I'm gonna go through the last bunch of games. So since the cup, let's go there. Since the cup. First game since the cup, Indiana, he scored 3 straight games out of the cup of 20 points or more. All of those were pretty good performances. The Minnesota game, he was underwhelming, very clearly. The Cleveland game, I thought he was okay. He didn't shoot a lot. He only took 10 field goals. but I thought he was pretty instrumental in that comeback. The next game at Atlanta, which was a 128-125 win, not the most efficient game for him, but he did have 8 assists, and which was pretty good. Next game after that, the 130-125 win against the New Orleans Pelicans. Again, not a lot of shots, 10 assists. Which I went back and watched all those the next morning because somebody got on me in the newsletter saying, why didn't you give any love to Mikal Bridges for 10 assists? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I went back and so I went back and watched him. Nothing pops. Like, he doesn't make any great passes, but it's passing on the move. It's hit aheads in transition. He keeps the offense flowing. And up until that point, I was still happy with how he had been playing. And by the way, for all those games that I just mentioned, the Pelicans game, the Hawks game, the Cleveland game, the Minnesota game, he was a plus in the plus-minus column for all of them. Now, obviously, we know that that's not dispositive, but I don't think it doesn't matter at all. And then really it's been the last 3 games. San Antonio, I thought he wasn't great. Atlanta, 19 field goal attempts to get 18 points, not what you want. 3 of 11 from deep. And then the last game, he was bad. So I just think it's been a little bit more recent than you're making it up. Freddie Hubbard says Mo was very effective. Don't understand why he can't get time. He was hitting threes and playing great defense. I think for Mike Brown, it's probably a feel thing, between like not trying to overextend. Like, it's like gambling or playing lotto. It's like you win one and you're like, oh, let me stop while I'm ahead. I tend to think that's how coaches feel about young players. That said, I agree with you. I thought Mo was really good. I love his energy when he gets in the game. But he can make mistakes, just like Kevin McCullough can make mistakes, just like Tyler Cole can make mistakes. So it's like, I don't know if maybe it's a thing where it's like he wants to try to get all of these guys time. And if you play McCullough and Mo Diawara, then all of a sudden you're talking about a 10-man rotation. Maybe he wants to try to keep it at 9. I don't know. Look, I don't think it's nuts, the notion of trying to play Mo Diawara still, even if it's for 5 minutes a game. I don't think that that's nuts at all. It's just, that's not the sort of thing that I'm ever going to be like going crazy about, but that's me. Yeah, Jalen Rose annoys me too, to that comment here. All right, so we're back. 45-42 Pistons. We got Cade. Nice job, Jalen Brunson, getting in there to tip that rebound. That's the sort of shit that we're talking about. Mikal Bridges again avoids the basket. I mean, when you have the great rim protector Paul Reed guarding the rim, obviously, like you're not gonna go up against Paul Reed. Jalen Brunson looked like an air ball on the step back. Not ideal. It was nice to see OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson guard that high pick and roll with Cade and actually guard it pretty effectively. All right, we have seems like a brief stoppage in play at the 5:54 mark. I don't know why. But Drew P asks, I think we mostly need Josh back. Do you think the bench needs to be strengthened? Here we're back. Yes and no. Depends with who. And that was a little too easy for Asar Thompson to get in the middle of the lane there on Bridges. Bridges is absolutely underwhelmed tonight. 100%, to be very clear. And right on cue, has an opportunity to maybe go to the rim on Cade, and he doesn't. And instead takes that midi. It's not a good game from Bridges tonight at all. And he hasn't been good. Cat hasn't been good. Has OG hit a field goal? I don't think he has. OG has not hit a field goal. And Sean's back. So again, your top players are not really showing up here. All right. OG one-on-one guarding Cade. It's good defense.
Here we go.
That's good defense. It's amazing how good our defense is when the opponent does not move the ball. If only they were like, ah. And then Deuce gets called for a moving screen. I mean, that was a good job by Thompson.
January 12th cannot come soon enough for this team.
What's January 12th?
January 12th will be the first time.
Oh, back-to-back days off?
Yes, back-to-back days off.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's Brunson getting beat backdoor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Did he try to jump for the steal or something? But
it looked like he tried to, like, it was like a lazy attempt at a. It's out of position, so he's reaching.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. He was out of position and he knew it, and he tried to make up for it, and it didn't work. OG draws a foul there. It's nice to see that. Man.
Cosmic Thumper, you're asking questions you know goddamn well we don't have the answers to. When is Shaman gonna be back?
I mean, when the injury happened, I was like, All-Star break I'd sign for All-Star break. I mean, based on the indication. I mean, all the reports have been positive, you know. And I think Shamet. You know what? To go back to Drew P's question, if you give me Hart back and you give me Shamet back, no, I don't think they need to make a trade. That doesn't mean that they won't make a trade, and it also doesn't mean that a trade won't benefit them. I know I'm kind of straddling the fence there. The guy I keep coming back to, man, is Alvarado, and I just like, man, this team feels like it needs a motherfucker.
So somebody told me that he doesn't think that someone who knows things can get oh my.
That's inexcusable. That's inexcusable that they actually defended that position well. And Duncan fucking Robinson.
That's effort.
Sneaks in.
That's effort.
That's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And there's Brunson with a bad turnover, and now here's a 2-on-1. And now, just like that, it's back up to 9.
They're getting beat by hustle, and grit and determination. That's it.
Yeah, the same shit that they used to beat teams with.
Yeah, the Pistons want it more, and for them to, I'm like, you had to have known the Pistons have had this date circled on their calendar all year. You had to have known.
Meanwhile, it's the Knicks that should have had this circled. Because all the talk about Detroit first place in the standings, and honestly, especially with how much the Knicks have been struggling, they should have, if they didn't have it circled, they should have circled it with how they've played over the last 3 games. Everybody's talking about, oh no, I'm sure they heard the bit from the Zach Lowe podcast about how nobody fears the Knicks. That should piss them off. What is it going to take to? I'm at the point now. I know it's only been 3 straight losses. I'm at the point now where I'm wondering, what is it going to take to, like? It's not that I don't think the team could be better. I know they could be better. But what is it going to take to give them the kick in the ass that they apparently need?
There are.
Oh, I'm going to switch my Wi-Fi off. Hang on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
In case I bug out for a second, but keep going.
They know how good they are, which is dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
So they believe they're better than the Pistons. So they're like, all right, like this team, this iteration of this Knicks team loves to like think it can just show up and beat certain teams, and what like Jeff said, like this team makes business decisions early. They're like, oh, we'll get them next time. And they're like, oh, like you know who they are? They think they're a flip the switch team.
Yeah,
and they've accomplished nothing to insinuate that they could truly just flip the switch on it. Like Jabroni says, I'm putting on the screen. The Knicks play sometimes like they're too cool for school. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. And they haven't done enough to earn that. Look, I just checked Chat Knicks, and someone was like, we're playing like the team on the second night of a back-to-back, and absolutely right. The Pistons played yesterday.
That was another reason why I felt good of alt spread, because finally the Knicks had a rest advantage against a team and who's missing their second best player, mind you, And here we
Does
are.
it look like the Pistons are missing anybody tonight?
No.
No.
They're
missing. Hold on. They're missing their second best player, and they're missing two more of their top 7. We were having a conversation, or I was having a conversation during the Hawks game when the Knicks were getting smoked, where I was like, no Cat, no Mitch, no Josh. It's okay that they look like the 20th best team in basketball. The Pistons are missing 3 of their top 7. They don't look like anything.
This is a player that I give a lot of guff to, but these are the days where they miss Josh Hart. These are the days. And
then Anthony says the team is slow again. I remember in the beginning of the year, everybody was so excited how fast they were moving the ball. Now I feel like they went back to being slow. I mean, I think they are still moving the ball well in the half court. I still see a lot of those sorts of things happening. I think they are getting the ball, the starters at least, are getting the ball up the court slower. That's the issue. Even just now, Jalen Brunson literally just got the ball up he crossed. He is standing on the fucking logo, and there's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And now here's OG.
Oh my goodness.
That's what they came up with, Sean, out of a timeout.
But you know what it is? It's, first of all, Jalen loves to cross the timeline with 16.1 seconds left on the shot clock. For some reason, like,
yeah, but he wasn't doing that at the beginning of the year. That's
no. He's always done that. Like, it's driven me up the wall. And ironically, on Saturday, he got a 8-second violation because he doesn't take it.
Well, that was the most embarrassing moment of his season.
But he loves to, like, he'll be 3 steps away with 19 seconds and then stop and take his time. He just loves to do it. And it's like I think, was it Zach Lowe? It may have been Zach Lowe who said that teams that always say we're going to play with pace the first month, they play with pace.
I mean,
and then
everybody says this.
By month 3, they're back to who they are. So, but again, I'm not going to crash out over games in January.
I mean, right? Look, as Asar Thompson lays it in easily over Jalen Brunson, and the Knicks are now down by double digits. All that good work they did at the beginning of the first quarter to get back in it. As Brunson hits a 3, thank God. So, man, if you're gonna be a traffic cone on the other end, you better be making those.
Yes. Do you see the stat they showed about the turnovers in this quarter?
I actually didn't.
Knicks turnovers this quarter. Knicks 8, Pistons 1.
There you go.
That's your ball game.
I mean, yeah, and deuce for 3, top of the key makes it okay.
There you go. All right.
I mean, they have to be shooting 50% from 3 because there's no other reason why they should only be down 5 in this game. Duncan Robinson, of course, makes it 3. Yeah, the Knicks are shooting almost 60% from deep. All right, Brunson with a nice finish. All right, the offense is getting going at least a little bit now. But if you can't stop anybody, it's not going to matter. Why did I not bet the over? My God, you freaking idiot.
Yeah, we covered that on Weekly Wagers today. Like, bet Knicks overs, but not because they're dropping buckets on people, but pull up fadeaway from Cade. Knicks
and that's the limitation with deuce is like when you have a bigger ball handler.
Yeah,
you know, Brunson with another step back. This one doesn't go. Yeah, it's just like.
Okay.
All right, so it's 60-52, just under a minute to go here before halftime. The Knicks would do well if they could somehow get this to 5 or 6 before and keep it at 5 or 6 before the halftime. I mean, it's unsustainable 3-point shooting. This is how it's happened, but still.
It's also just like 11. Don't be a cone. Like,
But it's it's like, yes, he is the biggest problem on that end of the floor.
I don't need you to be freaking Fred VanVleet. Just don't be a cone. Just don't be a cone. That's all.
And that's
my goodness.
He hasn't. I mean, I know he scored well.
He don't got it today.
No, this is not good. How's my third? What is it? 39.5 over points, rebounds, assists. And there's Beef Stew taking it from Deuce.
All right, that's a size issue.
Yeah.
Hold for one. All right, whatever. All right. Get a stop.
So OG scores. Pistons now have it for the final possession. Let's see what they come up with. I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to be something good. So there, Brunson shows with their heart.
Glad they.
Oh,
Cat fell asleep.
There's a shocker. Oh God, yeah, that half of basketball checks out with what we've been seeing for the last week. The halftime score here, Sean, go have dinner. I
actually went and inhaled my dinner while I was gone. So
all right, so we can have some fun here. Fun in air quotes. So we got 64-54 is your halftime score. The Pistons are up. Quick look at the stat sheet, and then we'll maybe take some comments here in the chat. Shout out, we got 1,000 people watching. You guys all rock. So Pistons are shooting 63% from the field. This is, by the way, this is a team that is. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. I think I said that they were 18th in offense. They're not 18th in offense. They're 18th in effective field goal percentage.
Okay.
But anyway, the 18th most efficient team in the league is hitting almost 2/3 of their field goals. Yes, they've shot well from three. They're 6 of 11 from three. But still, they're hitting basically everything. Knicks have gotten a little lucky. Pistons have missed 5 free throws. Pistons are winning on the boards. I mean, it's a low rebounding game, but they are still winning on the boards 18-14. They have 5 offensive rebounds. That's actually not terrible. Then again, the Knicks only have 2. Again, you talk about how this team misses Josh Hart. 2 offensive rebounds. And Mitchell Robinson just not really making an impact there. New York, 10 turnovers. I think you said it were
8 turnovers to 1.
Total turnovers in the second quarter, though, or sorry, total turnovers for the first half was 10 for the Knicks. I want to say 9 of those were in the second quarter. Hold on.
9 of them were in the second quarter because when I read you that 8-1 stat and then Brunson got his pocket picked.
Yeah. So if they like first quarter, I think the issue was more defense, although obviously the defense got really bad at the end of the second quarter. Mm-hmm. And then, just giving the ball away. I mean, again, you look at the Knicks offense, other than 10 turnovers, they're shooting 54% from the field. I think most of the shots have been good, other than my misgivings about McCall not taking it harder. But like 10 turnovers is the reason why. You want to know how you can only score 54 points when you shoot 54% from the field and 57% from 3? 10 turnovers and only 2 offensive rebounds. That's it. I'm actually writing this stuff. This is like infuriating. I'm like playing it cool. I'm like, this is really annoying. This is easily the most I've been annoyed I've been during this stretch. Like the Spurs game was a bummer because it was New Year's Eve. Yeah. And it was like, would have been nice for them to do that. And then the Hawks game was like, whatever. Philly was like annoying but predictable. This is extremely annoying because of how they've come out. They have not looked like a team that cares about this game as much as I think a lot of their fans care about this game.
Would you like to play some Knicks trivia?
Sure. And hold on, I want to do 2 quick shout outs here.
Go right ahead.
So Norman Jean King asks, how can we trust Cat when his floor is so low? So I think you're talking about 2. Here's the thing. I think his offensive, his floor isn't that low because when he is on the court, he just makes it so much easier for you to run offense. And by definition, his presence, as long as he's out there, the floor can only be so low. And honestly, like, look, he fell asleep there. Cat hasn't been a problem defensively. in this half. I think there was maybe one other rebound he didn't come down with, but I thought Cat was like, there's other issues on the floor defensively. And then Lido from, I'm assuming from Brooklyn. I can deal with losing. I can't deal with low effort. Yeah, it's the shit that's what made it so hard to be a Knicks fan for all those years. It was the fact that they stunk. They didn't have the talent, whatever. They also didn't care. Like fans for years and years and years. Fans cared more about the winning games than the Knicks did. Anyway, you want to do trivia?
Yes. Speaking of a era where players did not give any effort. All right. Can you name the New York Knicks players who have led the team by total points scored during each season of the 2010s? So this is the 2009-10 season through the 2018-19 season. Not points per game, total points. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players who led the Knicks in total points in a season in the 2010s. And if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter, feel free to play along in the comments.
So the first season that we're talking about is the 2009-2010 season?
Yes.
Is Al Harrington an answer?
Al Harrington is not an answer.
Okay. I was going to try that one. All right. So let me go with the ones I know. Melo
did it 6 times from 2011-12 through 2016-17.
Yeah, that checks out. Enes Kanter?
Nope.
I don't even know.
There are 2 obvious names that you're missing.
Well, Julius.
Nope.
Wait, hold on. When is the last season we're talking
2018-19.
Oh, 2018-19. Okay, never mind. Julius wasn't here yet. 2018-19.
Don't look at the chat, John. Armand,
I'm not looking at anything.
Armand, you're wrong. Gerg 18, you're wrong. Nick Slover got one. Nick Slover and Anthony, they both said the same name. They got that one. Which is one of the obvious ones.
Porzingis?
2017-18. He's the one obvious name, and there's one other obvious name.
Oh. No, but he didn't get, he played enough games. Stoudemire.
There we go.
No, I was thinking because of how much he got. All right. He got his knees started getting banged up, but he did play all of that season.
All right. 2 names left.
And they're in that.
So one is you want me to tell you the years?
2018-19.
Yes. And you're missing 2009-10. Deadwards, you got one of them. Anthony, that answer is incorrect. Gerg, that answer is incorrect.
All right, I'm gonna start just throwing out some names.
Okay. All right, the 2018-19 one is good. You're gonna be like, huh? But the 2009-10 one is like
Tim Hardaway Jr.
No.
Oh no, because they traded him for KP halfway through the season. No. Emmanuel Mudiay.
No. Remember, it's 2. Yeah.
Mudiay was on the team.
Yeah, he was on the 20. Yes, but he wasn't on the 2018-19 team.
See, this is where it all runs together for me in my head. I'll throw a few more guesses out. I'm more curious about the 09-10 one. That was the season Gallo was hurt, so it wasn't Gallo. Jesus.
This player for 2009-10 was in our countdown this year.
David Lee.
That
was actually an obvious one.
Yes. Now, 2018-19.
I'm not going to get this.
Yes, if I tell you, you're going to be like, oh, shit.
Guard or big or wing?
Wing.
The wing.
Yes.
On the 2018-19 Knicks.
This is not like some fly-by-night dude, but
I was going to say Tracy McGrady. It's not Tracy McGrady.
But you're going to be like, you wouldn't think it's this guy, but when you think about it, it makes perfect sense.
I'm just trying to remember what wings were on that team. I've kind of erased that team from my memory. That's the God's honest truth. What other wings played a pro? I don't know. Tell me who it is.
Kevin Knox.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that. I've erased Kevin Knox from my memory. No offense to Kevin Knox, who I'm sure is a lovely human being. Had a wonderful conversation with his dad in the early days. Actually, it wasn't even on the pod. I had a conversation with his dad, but it was for a story that I wrote for I think Knicks Sports Illustrated.
You guys are, these guys in the chat are talking Michael Beasley. Are you guys out to lunch? Michael Beasley led the Knicks in
Listen, man, I don't think it's that crazy of a. It's not that crazy of a.
No, because he came off the bench and not in 2018-19.
So Armin brought something up earlier, and it is something that I want to highlight because I've pointed out on a couple post games, and it's true again tonight. OG Anunoby is a -16. This is a guy who I remember I started tracking this every day after he got traded here because I was convinced that he was gonna. And I remember, I forget what the ultimate result was, but what I was tracking was how many consecutive games a player started a season consecutive games with a positive plus minus. And I remember I was using StatHead, through Basketball Reference, and it got to a point where the names that he was with was Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Or like Klay Thompson and like some other Warrior from like the 73 win Warriors, or like one of those Warriors teams. That was the level of OG Anunoby, how many consecutive games that he started his Knicks career, he was a positive in the plus minus. And he's a -16 right now. And Armin, I'll trust Armin's math, says he's like a -60 something now for the last 4 games.
You said -63. I'll double check that.
I believe it.
I believe it.
And yeah, like Brandon Williams says in the chat here, OG has lost confidence in his 3-point shot. Yeah, I think, but he goes through these slumps. The reason why OG Anunoby is a $40+ million a year player is because even when he goes through these little ruts, you trust on defense, he's still going to make an outsized impact. And that's where I think he has fallen a little short. And more than that, because he is, and this is a thing that, see, I'm going to break my own rule. I'm going to mention Tom Thibodeau.
Mention Tom Thibodeau, God damn it.
Because OG was like everybody under Tibbs, other than Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, was handcuffed. And it's like, you're going to do these things.
Yes.
And you're not going to do anything else other than these things that we know you can do. And Mike Brown, to his credit, and I think it's a good thing in the long run, has empowered OG to like put the ball on the floor more and be more involved in actions and actually try to maybe initiate something here and there. And OG, unfortunately, struggles with that at times, which is why you see he has a couple of turnovers and, some of them and the offensive foul. So I don't know. I think OG it's crazy to think that he is making a negative impact right now, but that's kind of where we're at.
I double checked this. Armand, you can go to hell.
What?
OG is in the last 4 games is a -31, which is less than half. Which is not good. Now, his last 3 games, he's a -47. He's -20.
And sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
He was -25 against the Spurs.
That's horrible. In a game they lost by like a handful of points.
Exactly.
Sean Hadix in the chat's giving me shit because he's saying OG is the best player on the Knicks, making fun of my thing that I said earlier this year that he might be the most important. To me, no, I never said that.
No, I know you and I'm saying to him, he's not the best player in the Knicks.
I think he's being sarcastic. The reason I said that, you could argue that tonight, it's almost, and lately, the last several games, it's almost proved my point because when OG is an OG on defense, and when OG is not spacing the floor like he can, it impacts the Knicks so much at both ends, but mostly on the defensive end. Their defense cannot sustain if OG Anunoby is not playing at an old defense level.
If the Knicks don't have OG Anunoby, there's no championship. Kiss it goodbye. Like, there's no world where this team wins the title without him. Or him playing at the level we need him to play. None.
Yeah.
Cat is, people saying Cat is the problem. He's not it. And like, listen, man. There are ways to, as the former coach of this team said, you don't have to shoot well to play well. Like, there are ways. Put it to you like this: that Hawks game, that should have been crystal clear to you why this team needs Karl-Anthony Towns, because that Hawks game, they were switching everything except when it came to Brunson, because they were like, let someone else here do something. This team, if you think this team needs Karl-Anthony Towns on the floor, I'm sorry. Maybe is he annoying at times? Yes. Does he commit silly fouls? Yes. Does he do stupid, silly things? Yes.
Let me say this about Cat, though. The way he's playing right now, taking 2 shots in 13 minutes. I said before it wasn't a horrible half from him, and it's because, again, there hasn't been those loud, horrible plays. It is making me wonder if this is almost like an act of silent protest from him.
Wow. His role in the offense is not what he wants it to be?
Well, I mean, he told you that before the season, not me.
Yeah, well, that was...
Has it changed?
Well, if that's the case, then we're up a creek. If now we're having people quiet quitting on the floor.
I don't know about, I don't want to say quiet quitting. I said it at the start of the season, and it was why that I was more upset after Cat's early start, more than what his play on the floor was. It was that combined with my suspicion that he was not bought in. I used the term buy-in more than any other term as I was talking about this team earlier in the year. That was my biggest concern. Buy-in, or would they buy into what Mike Brown is selling? And I just, to some extent, as we're talking about, this team is playing slower now. They're not getting the ball up the court as fast. I wonder if that should not be a concern once again. And yes, with more players in particular than some others.
Shout out to Frank Miranda, our boy, aka Frank from Patreon, who says the Hawks not a physical team, won't be there come April. Bad example, Sean. Yes, the Hawks won't be there come April. However, well, actually, they might be.
Now that they're trading Trae Young.
Yeah, but I will say this, Frank, other teams watch tape. So guess what? The Hawks may not be there, but other teams who watch tape will be like, what if we try this? Like, for example, I saw the Philadelphia 76ers run the same empty side pick and roll 7 possessions in a row. And they might be around in April. Yeah. So I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. I will hold the fort as we start off 64-54 Detroit. Not a great first half for the Knicks. The fact that they're down 10, you could probably consider to be a good sign. And then here's Cade, gets Mitchell Robinson switched onto him, pulls up for 3, bang, Knicks down 13. And just like that, I would say the Knicks are now in that where we're getting pretty close to danger zone against one of the best defenses in the league, where you get down 15, 16 points to this team. It's not what you want. Brunson, tough fadeaway, misses, but Mitchell Robinson is there for the putback, which, getting Mitch involved on the offensive boards, I would say overall that would be a welcome change. And then here's Cade or Brunson on Cade, but they covered that possession well, actually. Ooh. Asar Thompson down the lane for a dunk. No resistance. OG's there, but he might as well not even have been. Yeah, there's something off in the water with this team. They're not. You thought maybe tonight would wake them up. It has not. I'll call it. Jesus Christ. Cat gets a corner 3 rejected by Paul Reed like nothing. Also, Cat not really getting involved there on the Asar Thompson straw. This starting 5, it looks everything like the starting 5 last year. Every sign that they showed last year that everybody wanted to blame on centers guarding Josh Hart. Yeah, I said it then. That's not what it was. Something is off with this group. Zero spirit, 0 fire and desire on either end of the floor. Nothing. And there's Mitchell Robinson letting Paul Reed get an offensive rebound. We got 2 on the ball in the corner for some reason. Okay, we got a turnover. Great. 69-56. Brunson bringing the ball up. And a foul on Asar Thompson. Like, might as well be physical if you're the Pistons. Jabroni asks, why is Mitch even starting the game? It's a fair question. And now here we go. Cat trying to back down Paul Reed. Misses off the glass. I mean, haven't seen him try to do that, I feel like, in a few games. I don't really know what to... I mean, this Pistons offense is not great, which is why if you get him in the half court, you could kind of hang around. Oh, my God. OG misses an attempt at the rim that was just unconscionable. And then Brunson fouls Cade in transition. This team sucks right now. They just suck. Like, full stop. This team is not good right now. Cade at the line to put the Pistons up by, try to put the Pistons up by 15, makes the first. Yeah, this is, if we were at like DEFCON, I don't know. What's the lowest DEFCON? DEFCON 5. If we were at like DEFCON 5 coming into this game, because I don't think there was any DEFCON before the Philly game. And then even after the Philly game, you could be like, second night of a back-to-back, whatever. We're like, this is like jumping up right now for me to like DEFCON 3. Just without question. All right, down 15. Does this team like want to be in this basketball game? We got OG with a sidestep 3 that doesn't go in, and now Deuce with some nice activity, albeit for not. Good to see Deuce in the game, though. I don't, for the life of me, I'm like at the point now where I'm going to go back on what I said in the first half. Kind of done with seeing the Mitch starting 5. Kind of done with that. All right, we got Deuce and Cat in a high pick and roll. Cade right over the top of Deuce like it's nothing. Timeout, Mike Brown. Knicks looking like they don't want to play in this basketball game. Yeah. That's all this is. The Knicks are like, there's a team that wants this game, and then there's a team that doesn't give a shit about this game. And that's where we're at. It's a shame because they were really rolling, and I'd love to know what changed. Let's check in on the chat here because I don't know what the fuck to say about the performance that we're watching. This is abhorrent. The moratorium, I'm kind of done with Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, these are the games you watch Towns and you could feel that way. He goes through ebbs and flows. This is obviously an ebb. The question is, what is it going to take to get him out of the ebb? I don't know the answer to that question. Anthony says, I feel like this team needs more than just one trade at this point, by the way they're playing. I don't think you're going to, like, look, you want to know why? You want some behind-the-scenes knowledge? I got a hot tip from a guy I heard on a radio station earlier today. His name was James Dolan. And you know what James Dolan says? We have the squad. We got the squad. We got it. We got it. We got the golden ticket. Unwrap this candy bar. They're not making any big trades. This is the team. They'll make some moves around the edges, and that's it. What else we got? I don't know who this WG something or other. Josh Hart is the spark. This team is soft as hell. I mean, it looks soft right now. Frank, our boy Frank from Patreon, I'll put this one up. Who still doesn't think we need Giannis to get this albatross off our team? Put aside Cat. Again, Frank, I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this to anyone who has ever at any point been like laugh off the idea that Giannis Antetokounmpo would make the Knicks a better team. Come on. Seriously? Go sell crazy someplace else. We're all stuck up here. And what else we got? A lot of cat criticism. Is he? Am I being too soft on Cat? I feel like I can't kill him when I feel like this is a team wide thing that we're seeing right now.
As I said, the day they made the trade, the title of scapegoat for this team's issues was transferred from Julius Randle to Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
And this is as someone who's been this is my 4th season as a content creator for Knicks Film School. This is I've been on Knicks Twitter for God knows how long. I'm used to the semi-annual mid-season crash out when this team doesn't play well, and then this team is soft, the coach sucks.
But this isn't not playing well. This is I put this super chat up, Mr. Knicks 101. Looks like this team quit. They're playing like they quit. That's how they've started this third quarter. We saw third quarters like this last year.
Well, there's a difference between I think people throw the word soft and quit around a lot. I think they use them as synonyms, which they're not. The effort isn't there. That doesn't mean you're soft. Like this team's not backing this team. That's not to you, but like people, there's a lot of they're soft. Like this team isn't soft. This team is like if this team were soft, they would have lost to the Pistons. They would have lost.
Well, in the first round last year, yeah.
Because the first time the Pistons, as soon as the Pistons got in their jersey and bullied us, that they would have just wilted. This team isn't soft. Many things this team is soft is not one of them.
I don't think that they are soft, but whereas physicality and toughness used to be at the top of their resume, now it's like under the list of additional skills, like where you put we used to put MS DOS or MS Office or whatever the hell. MS DOS. I've never used MS DOS. I don't know why I said that. But where it's like I speak French. That's where like toughness and physicality go. It's like, yeah, they can access it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is no longer part of their DNA.
No, it's in their part of their DNA, but it's like
it's not as prevalent.
It's like you don't have to tap it. You don't have to tap into that all the time. Like now it's like we don't have to, which is fine. But listen, Armand said this is effort. Low effort and quitting are not synonyms. They're not putting the effort in.
And that's not one, but 2 offensive rebounds on the same possession from Detroit, which ends, of course, in a Cade Cunningham to, who was that? B-ball Paul alley-oop.
Now they're down 19. Now yes, this is where this team will let go of the rope.
Oh, yeah.
We are getting close to letting go of the rope territory.
Oh, they let go of the rope.
Part of me also thinks this team is like, we'll get them again. Oh my god.
Oh no, you know what this game reminds me of? This game reminds me of either the second OKC game last year.
Oh my goodness.
Or no, not the Cleveland game right after the All-Star break, because that game was over by halftime.
The third Cleveland game?
No, third Cleveland game they were up, and then they were up by 20, and the Pistons came back. I don't know. Maybe the OKC game is the right reference.
OKC game is the one. I was at that game, and I crashed out like a motherfucker that night.
And then there's Paul Reed getting an offensive rebound over two Knicks standing right there, and then Cade Cunningham for three. This is without question the worst performance of the Knicks season. They're getting embarrassed on national television.
Well, luckily it's national streaming television.
I mean, it's national TV though.
Yeah,
They're getting this TV. Is embarrassing. This is now the Knicks. What's wrong with the Knicks now becomes the leading story in the NBA.
And what I will say is, for a team that, you know what it is? They don't really feel disrespected.
No, Sean, I'm sorry. You're making excuses for them.
No. What I mean, here's what I mean. Because you remember how you said, like, they should have had this game circled because they've been hearing, they should have been listening to all these people say Detroit's better and they're not good enough, whatever. But this team just like, we don't care.
No, you're right. You're right. They don't care about that stuff. They don't care. And here we have a get back off the ledge comment here from Albie Square. What's going on, Albie? Thanks for the generous contribution. I mean, this is frustrating, but it's January. If anything, I think they are bored. It's hard for me to care too much about single games before March. Generally speaking, I agree with that statement. The part about being bored is where I'm going to push back, if only because
they have no right to be bored.
They have no right to be bored. And this is another team that is literally in the process of punking you. And your response is to just sit back and let it happen. You know, like, even if you are like, I've used this version of this analogy before. I'll use it again. If you come home and see your wife banging some other guy, even if you wanted a divorce before you saw that, that should like incite some level of rage in you. You should get like mildly upset. The Knicks just came into this game, saw their wife doing that, and are like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get a sandwich. I'll send you my attorney's info later today."
This is, you know what? This is hilarious because Norman Jean King has referred to this team as a collection of people who would sit in a chair and watch their wife get banged by another guy.
Oh, listen.
But yeah, they don't. I don't say they don't think they're better than they are, but they kind of do. It's like, and you know what it is also, but also what doesn't. So it also doesn't help that, like, you know, they acted like this for the majority of last year against good teams, and then when the chips are down against the Celtics, they won. And now they believe, like, all right, and to the super chatter's point, like, it's also January. Like, it's like, again, I was at that OKC game, and I crashed out like hell. If you had told me that night that team would have been 6 wins away from a title, I would have told you go jump off a cliff.
Yes, Brody, the Knicks are cucks. That's actually going to be the title of my newsletter tomorrow. Is just cucks. New York cucks.
Don't call it New York cucks.
Why?
Because then it's going to get aggregated.
So?
All right, fine.
I'm always down for more subscribers. Is cuck is cuck considered a curse word?
It's not a curse, but it's not a, like, I don't think you can say it on broadcast television.
Cuck?
Yeah. I don't think you can.
I don't know. We're gonna have to consult with the rules official. Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson just throws the ball out of bounds as the Knicks are down by 22 points. So Mr. Knicks 101 asks, how many 4-game losing streaks did Tibbs have? They're down by 23. Cade Cunningham overdosed like it was nothing. They've had one 4-game losing streak before this. They've had one 4-game losing streak in the last almost 3 years. Right before the All-Star break in 23-24.
My brother in Christ, Mr. Knicks 101, I saw this team lose 17 out of 20 under Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah. Like, I was but even after that season, early on in the 23-24 season, I think they had 2 4-game losing streaks. Sorry. Early on in the 22-23 season, they had some 4-game losing streaks.
Listen, the Knicks won 1 game in February of 2022. Excuse me, February of 2020. It's February of 2022. So, if you're here to cape for Thompson, you know what's funny? We are not allowed to bring up Tom Thibodeau, but the liberal media is allowed to bring up Tom Thibodeau whenever they want.
The liberal media. Yeah, this is. I mean,
this is bad.
I'm a little bit shell shocked, just because. I mean, the notion that they could lose this game was not like I was. I don't go into any game being like, we got this one. So the notion that they're losing, or the notion that they still would come in here and show some signs of what they've been showing over the last few games, that's not shocking to me. And if that's all that it was, I would probably react slightly differently. I would be a little bit more forgiving, or at least not forgiving. Forgiving is the wrong word. I would be at least more willing to like have the conversation about they're tired and about this and about that. To see the team completely wilt in the face of pressure against a team that like they're supposed to be better than, and that, again, just think about the mentality. This game matters a lot to the Pistons. The Pistons know this game matters a lot to the Pistons. The Knicks know this game matters a lot to the Pistons. The Knicks know the Pistons know this game matters a lot to the Pistons. Everybody's on the same page. It is your choice to care about that and give a shit or not. And the Knicks actively chose in how they came out in this third quarter to be like, yeah, fuck this. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time and energy.
And that is a bad attitude. And to quote Julius from Remember the Titans, attitude reflects leadership, Captain.
Are you referencing Jalen Brunson, 5 turnovers, 0 assists tonight?
Listen, it's a wise man once said, when it comes to players when it comes to players doing not the things they're supposed to do, you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. Now, obviously, Jalen Brunson's not the coach, and I don't think I'm going to hold Jalen Brunson accountable for the actions of grown men, but this is how they play. And we just have to get used to the fact that they're going to do this from time to time, but it does not make them any less of a title contender than that they already are. I'm not saying you're saying that,
yeah,
but it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like, we're not watching the game anymore. Like, oh, Knicks.
I'm watching the game.
Well, I mean, we're watching the game, but it's like
By the way, oh my God, what a stat! Cade Cunningham, 15 points in the quarter. Knicks 5.
I will show them a little bit of grace. Here's what I'll say. Clearly, this was the Pistons Super Bowl today. This was their bowl game. This was their bowl game today.
I don't know, but
it absolutely. We can't say that the Pistons had this circle on the calendar. No, this was their bowl game, and it wasn't the Knicks bowl game. It wasn't the Knicks bowl game. So
it doesn't. This wasn't the Knicks fucking preseason scrimmage.
No, I agree.
But in terms of how they're approaching it,
I said
that is a problem.
I said to say they clearly didn't give a shit about this game. And while it's annoying that they did not give a shit about this game, I would not take this game to mean that this is a reflection of, this is a microcosm of what this team can do in April and May and June.
I'm not saying people are going to say that. I'm not going that far. I'm not going to watch tonight and be like, the season is over, wrap it up. They're not winning anything this year. I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't say that. Mm-hmm. That's where I draw the line, is I don't go to that level of overreaction. But to act like this doesn't matter, or to act like what we're seeing tonight is not a significant concern, to me, is incorrect. I think you need to take this performance deathly seriously. And where you're talking about a team that, and here's the thing you keep going back to that I do want to come back with or push back on.
Mm-hmm.
You keep saying this is who they are. They proved that this is who they were last year. Okay. Yes, this is who they were last year.
Yes. And so when I told it to you last year, you pushed back on that, and now here we are.
No, it was who they were last year. And you know what? They could have very easily lost that first round series to the Pistons. Very easily. We know they could have lost that first round series to the Pistons. If if 3 plays go differently. And you know who knows that, or you know who believes that? The Pistons. I don't know if the Knicks believe it, but the Pistons believe it.
The Pistons absolutely believe that. Absolutely.
Okay. So when you talk about this is what they were last year, the implication is like, yeah, and they still made the conference finals. Yeah, they did, because a couple of plays went their, a handful of plays went their way in the first round, and then we know what happened versus Boston. Which had a lot to do with Boston, as much as it had to do with the Knicks. So the fact that this is still that team does not give me comfort. It actually makes me a little bit more bothered, because you would have thought that with a new coach that they would have maybe that part of them would have changed. And now we're sitting here and we're like, it's the same stuff. Mikal Bridges, much happier under this coach. OG Anunoby, more opportunity. He's happier. Jalen Brunson, we're going to get him easier shots. When's the last time Jalen Brunson's got an easy shot? As we're seeing whether or not this is going to be a flagrant, this review here. So all the stuff that Mike Brown, came in to change, that in theory was going to make this team more bought in to what he was selling. It's tough for me to sit here and be like, well, but basically there's a very long-winded way of saying we're in the unknown. Mm-hmm. And so when you're in the unknown, new coach, kind of a new system, the evidence has to matter. And games like this has to matter.
I'm getting lit up in the chat because people think I'm defending this, and I'm not defending this at all.
I don't think you're defending this.
No, I'm not. But I'm giving them a little bit of grace in the sense that, clearly they did not come into this game thinking that, if they were playing, you know what it is? If they were playing hard and getting their ass beat, that would scare me more. Because it would be like, whoa,
yeah, but we
can't beat this team. We can't beat this team. That's what scares me the most. It's like, yo, they're doing everything in their power and you can't beat them. But this level of effort is unacceptable, and they're tired, and they have chosen to play like this game doesn't matter. I don't like it. I would have liked to see them make a statement, but I'm just not going to lose my shit. I'm not like the super chat said earlier. I'm not gonna lose my shit over games in January, because I remember losing my shit in January against OKC at home. Lost my shit, and listen. I'm old enough to remember this team. We're told they can't beat any good teams because they're 0-10 against the Pistons, the Cavs, the Thunder, and the Celtics. A lot of season left, but this is garbage. Two things can be true. This can be garbage, and it doesn't necessarily doesn't mean we need to sound alarm bells or start trading everybody.
Well, they can't, because that's just not realistic.
Well, the chat is sending Cat to New Orleans for Zion.
All right, as the Knicks pull to within 18, Tyler Kolek coming in. So what starters are still in the game? Brunson, Bridges, and then I guess Robinson's back in.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Foul.
That's
okay.
All right.
I mean, the game's I'm about to say this, and I'm like,
trade Randall Fire Tibbs. That's that's what we should do. Let's trade Randall Fire Tibbs. That's a joke I used to make to the Hawks fans when they started complaining about Trae Young, about the team, and I was like, well, maybe you could fire Lloyd Pierce again, because.
Look, I would say that I'm sorry for all the people who were like it was all Tibbs' fault, but I'm not.
Now actually Nick Slover makes a very good point, and you know what, that, and we talked to this earlier, that Detroit is playing, the Knicks are playing a team that's on the back-to-back, not Detroit.
Yeah, that's what makes it worse.
That's actually, I forgot about that. That's actually bad.
I didn't.
So everything else I said, fuck these guys.
Oh man, this is horrendous. This is really embarrassing, and if you've been a Knicks fan for a long time, like we have, it has to remind you of the old days. Not the good old days. All right, as they're down now by 16 after an 8-0 run, of course. And then, oh wow, Cade actually missed. Okay, decent defense from Bridges there. Clarkson for 3, needed that. That would have perked me up a little bit more if Clarkson actually made that 3. Turnover from Cade, Knicks ball. Okay, good defense. I mean, you're seeing a little bit of fire from Kolek in particular here, which is nice. You need good shots though. You need good shots.
How much time you got left?
2:10, 2:09. Brunson misses a step back 3.
Keep counting.
2:03, 2:02. Mitch with a block. 2 minutes.
Yep.
2 minute timeout.
Yep. Jaden Ivey.
What about him?
I just remember Knicks fans losing their shit because we didn't trade our whole draft and trade up for
God,
Jaden
don't remind
Ivey.
me of that night. My goodness.
Beloved of faith.
They're playing the zone, by the way, and it kind of worked as Paul Reed airballs.
I'm actually surprised they didn't go to more, especially against this fucking team.
Well, but again, I think
they're gonna call
Brunson offensive foul.
Yeah, I saw that. The funny thing, if he had just stayed there, if he didn't lean into him,
yep.
Someone's saying like this is a problem.
Yep.
I agree. It is a problem, but I'm not going to lose my shit over it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, if you don't want to lose your shit, don't watch the post game.
You know what? You know what? I mean, I also believe in happiness equals reality in my expectations. So, for example,
Ivy ends the run. Baltimore Ravens helmet.
These dickheads. I wasn't angry yesterday because I went to that game expecting all types of bullshit, and all types of bullshit happened.
Yeah, well,
all types of bullshit.
Brunson with a nice move. I mean, I do still love watching Jalen Brunson play for whatever defensive deficiencies he may have. Like,
you know what's funny? If they
figure out the problems, guys.
If they get a stop here,
oh, that's a big if. Foul on.
But also seeing like Mitch kind of gave up on that play. Like he could have got a rear contest.
But you know what's interesting is they're kind of trying now. They're kind of trying.
They are kind of trying.
Which it's amazing what can happen when you try. Just throwing that out there. That's the thing. It's like, again, the complete letting go of the rope. And as Cat comes back in, we'll see how this goes. With 47 seconds left.
Cat is coming back in because how many fouls does Mitch have? Mitch has... Pivot fade has every... Oh, here's fouls. Oh, he has no fouls. That's interesting. All right, whatever.
Mitch?
Yeah. He has no fouls.
Let's see what the Knicks cook up here.
Get a 2-for-1.
Kolek, Brunson, McCall, Clarkson, Cat.
Get a 2-for-1.
We got a Kolek.
Take that 3.
Pull up 3. Cat tries to get
foul.
the offensive
They didn't call it.
Oh. Ivy in transition. Knicks back down by 20. All right. Whatever brief sliver of hope that the Knicks had seems to have dissipated.
All right, they're gonna hold for 1.
You know what I'm already curious about? I'm already gonna be curious about Brown's press conference after the game. You know,
I don't think this is a coaching issue. And honestly, if Tom Thibodeau would have coached, no, I know you're saying that. And if Tom Thibodeau would have coached, the same thing would have happened.
Listen, we saw the starting five play like this last year. You know?
Yes.
We saw this. So it's not like that didn't happen under Tibbs. And there will be people who will have selective memory and they will say that this never happened under Tibbs. This happened under Tibbs.
This happens all the time under Tibbs.
But it's not like it just happened with the Kemba team. This happened like last year under Tibbs.
Dude, the NBA Cup quarterfinal was against the Hawks. That was like they let go of the rope in that game. And that was the first time I was like,
That was the most frustrated that I had been with them up to that point in the season.
Yeah. Because it was like, oh, they are so.
All right. So, end of the third quarter, Pistons 89, Knicks 69. The Pistons outscore the Knicks 25-15 in the third quarter. Some third quarter stats for you. Pistons. This is the third quarter. Pistons 18 rebounds. Knicks 8. How about this? The Pistons outscored the Knicks 25-15 in that quarter. You know what they shot? They shot 37.5% from the field. 37.5%. 7 offensive rebounds to 2 for the Knicks. What else we got here? Thank God the Pistons turned the ball over, otherwise it would have been worse. They actually had 5 turnovers. Knicks only had 3. 10 second chance points for the Pistons. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to make sure my son is in his bed and that he stays there. And then we will watch the rest of this train wreck together.
I cannot wait. All right. And I will update or check in on the chat. All right, let's see what we got. OG team, how are second star doing? I'm assuming you mean Cat. Not doing so great. Not doing so great tonight. Let's see. We got. Yeah, this is a good one. Mr. Fabro, good call here. The Knicks are shooting 44% from deep, and they are losing by 20. 43% from deep, but because I'm a stickler. Anthony, it's one thing to play bad, but it's entirely another thing to play like this. That's completely my feeling. That's completely my feeling on this one. Is like there are levels to it, you know. Bolt yourself in. Interesting name. Fewest points in any quarter for the Knicks this season. I did not realize that, but not ideal. Yeah. And then here's this one. This is Paul D. Why should I care if they don't? At this point, like, you know, there was, and it's such a shame because going in, like, I'm thinking about the feeling coming off of that Christmas game, the Christmas win, and how it was just like the vibes were as good. Again, it's not that they were playing great. They went down 20-5 in that game, and they looked like they didn't give a shit about that game in the first however many minutes of that game. But there was this, I used the word a week ago. I probably jinxed the rest of the fucking season when I used it, but I used the word inevitability. There was an inevitability about this team that even when they were struggling, they were still going to find a way to pull through and pull it out and put forth, you know, the positive performances when it mattered. And for us to go from that to this, and it feels like the blink of an eye, man, it's hard for me to remember anything quite as sudden as this downturn has been. for this Knicks team. 1,800 people watching, by the way. Shout out to everybody. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. If I wasn't doing, I mean, if I wasn't like doing a post game tonight and writing a newsletter about this team and that this wasn't my living, man, I don't know if I'd be sticking with this game after what this team has showed. It's one of those games that makes you want to turn off the TV and makes you want to say, screw this. You know, despite the little flurry they gave us in the third quarter when they, again, tried. All right. Cat, second free throw is good. At least Cat's hitting his free throws this year. That's nice. Hey.
Hello. All right. 89-71.
And now it's 92-71 because Jenkins nails a three. That was actually kind of covered. So. But again, talented NBA players make shots, and it's not always, sometimes guys are going to make good shots. So you have to, you have to account for that. As Cade is on the floor, looks like he hurt himself. Offensive foul on, I'm assuming, Cat. It's a very, 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 very big. Oh no, it's a foul on Cade.
It's a foul on Cade. It absolutely is a foul on Cade.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a foul on Cade. Like, we thought that there was this was coming into this game, we thought that this was like a moment for them, so to speak. Like, okay, coming into Detroit, losing 3 in a row, playing like he did against Philly, playing like he did against the Hawks. We thought this was a good test, right? Like, okay, good adversity test. What happens now? Like, what do we call now going into the Clippers? Are we just going to be like, okay, another test of adversity? Like, at what point is that not the storyline?
Well, I'm telling you something right now. If they play this level of effort on Wednesday night, James Harden is going to do pirouettes all over Madison Square Garden. Step backs, he's going to look like MVP James Harden. So,
yeah. I mean, shit, he's been playing at an all-star level. We talked about it a few weeks ago. To say nothing of Kawhi Leonard. You don't think Kawhi wants to put on a little show at MSG? I mean, this thing, we could be looking at a 5-game losing streak heading out west. The Knicks have not had a 5-game losing streak. Might as well, got nothing better to do, so might as well. Check that. When do you, I think I remember the last.
It has to have been that February 2022. It had to be then.
So, no, the last time they lost 5 in a row, I don't think they lost 5 in a row in the 22-23 season, although I'm going to check that right now. Yeah, 4 in a row in January. Oh no, they did. It was actually leading up to the OG trade. No, sorry, that was a year before the OG trade. Sorry, my years are off. It was the 22-23 season. It was. Oh, that's right.
It's the Cavs game.
So they started off with the 10-13 start. It was horrendous. Believe it or not, though, at no point during that terrible start, which ended with that awful Dallas game where they lost 121-100, at no point did they even lose 4 games in a row. Then they won 9 in a row.
9 in a row, yeah.
Or 8 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then after they won 8 in a row, then they lost 5 in a row. That's the last 5 games.
I remember that. Yes.
And you know what? But you know why it wasn't. You know why it wasn't. Why people weren't going crazy, because Brunson missed the Spurs game. Brunson missed the Mavs game, which was the crazy overtime game, which was the most apoplectic I've ever been after a regular season loss. I'm trying to remember if he missed the Christmas Day game against Philly. I don't think so. I think he played in that game. Anyway.
Yes. Those are the guys. See, those are the games where I lose my shit over. Like that Mavericks game. Wide open.
Wide open Ron Holland or
Javonte
Green. Like wide. Could not be more wide open. Knicks down 24. You should have looked at alternate lines for this game, Sean.
I looked in the wrong direction.
So that was Cat not understanding the zone. Like, just didn't understand the zone.
Zone is not a solution. It is an admission of a problem.
Yeah.
Unless you're Jim Boeheim.
Christian Herman asks, looking past this game, what does this team need? A heart transplant.
I was going to say a heart transplant.
I'm like, this is hard. This isn't a talent. Like, we need another ball handling guard. We need another big. This is a complete and total.
We don't want it enough.
No, we don't want it enough. This is a problem with their core. You know who needs to look in the mirror with this game? The main guys. This isn't a Tyler Kolek issue or a Jordan Clarkson issue or an issue with any of those fringe, rotation players, or like, God knows it's not a Deuce issue. Like, this is an issue with any of those guys. This is Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Karl Anthony Towns need to get together and get in a room, fucking go out to dinner, whatever, have it out, because those are the guys. Those are the guys. Those are the guys making the money, and those are the guys who this sits with. And
No, go ahead, finish. And you have.
I was just gonna say, I'm anybody who's watched the Knicks Film School post-game show, anybody who's heard any of the podcasts last year, offensive foul on Cat, there's a shocker. Anyone who's heard me talk about this team since about a year ago, has heard me say pretty consistently, I thought something about that group was off last year. Something about it. I don't know if it was guys, a little bit of jealousy with who had the ball more and who got more shots or this or that. I don't know what it was, but I got the distinct sense that those guys just did not like playing basketball together. And right now, this team is playing like a group of guys. The key guys just don't seem to want to play basketball together.
In other news, the Thunder are down 17 to the Hornets at home.
Well,
shout out to James Marshall. Shout out to James Marshall for pointing that out.
Good for that does not make me feel better in the slightest. Like,
yeah, but it comes down to the four guys and be like, who do you want to be? But this is who they are. This is who they are.
I don't mean to exclude Josh Hart from that conversation. Jesus, Cat. Oh my God.
But Josh, effort is never an issue with Josh. Never. Like, if Josh not giving effort, something is wrong, like physically.
I think it was really tough as the Knicks were down by 28, by the way. I mean, Jesus. So much for the comeback in the last quarter. Spike Lee doesn't look happy. That's a shame. Look, Josh Hart doesn't get a pass. He was part of it last year. He's been part of it this year. Am I going to draw a direct through line between Josh Hart being out and this happening? Something about that doesn't pass the smell test for me.
No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think, because even if Josh had all the energy, the other guys clearly didn't have it today. And this is embarrassing. This is like now.
No,
it's like
forget today. Forget today. Like, Josh Hart went out, and then since Josh Hart went out, I'll just pull up their performances. So Josh Hart went out. His last game that he played was the Cleveland game on Christmas. Since then, they won, obviously, their 2 very close games against the Hawks and Pelicans. And then they lost to the Spurs, Hawks, Sixers, and now the Pistons.
You can't be down 101-73 to this Detroit.
Yeah, which is why, like, the notion that they're missing what Josh brings. Unless you're going to tell me that Josh was somehow the glue holding a fragile and, like, on the border of fracturing locker room together, unless you're going to tell me that, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I just don't. I think there's a lot of season-long stuff that has been covered up by a really, really good offense. It's starting to come out right now. I think we're seeing it. And I just, this is not an X's and O's thing, and I do not think this is a personnel thing. I think this is a personality thing.
Do we think that they have... I'm looking at Twitter, and someone said that it seems as if they... Okay, so the Strickland at halftime tweeted, Mitch screens are not only not creating advantages, they're making defense easy for Detroit. Brunson with more field goal attempts, 13 than McCall, OG, and Towns combined, 12. Not sure if that's on strategy or personnel, but it's not the way this team gets to the highest level.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Well, now Bridges has 11 field goal. So now it's Bridges, Cat, and Anunoby, 18 field goal attempts. Brunson, 21.
Jeff from Hot Hand Theory retweeted and said, keep playing this way, and the conversation once again will be about how Jalen Brunson didn't have enough help. This team is too good for that to be the narrative. To look like this is, in my opinion, indictment on deployment. They've completely abandoned their egalitarian principles. That line is what stands out to me, because I remember what you said.
Part?
Yes, because what you said earlier about is Cat silently protesting.
And look, I'm not saying whether he, and by the way, you could tell me that he's not the only, you could tell me he's not the only one. I just don't know. My point is, here's my point. We're not in the locker room. We don't know, for us to sit here and try to, as Mike Brown has put in the subs, except for OG Anunoby and Deuce are still in. I don't know why. Get OG out of the game, please.
Get OG.
Why is OG in? If this was Tibbs and OG was in the game and they're down by 28,
we'd be killing him. And
we'd be killing him.
Someone needs to take a foul and get OG out the game.
Why is he in? Like, the guy's made of tissue paper, you know? Anyway, if there is someone, if you have a team where not, this is very clearly a team right now in the Knicks where not everybody is pulling in the same direction. We don't know who's pulling in a different direction. We don't know who's not pulling their weight. We can make assumptions based on what we see in the performances. We don't know for sure. I know people will have their theories, and I know who those theories will be about. Until you get that right, nothing else matters. And we're at the point now where, like, I would almost be surprised if we did not get some. I thought we were going to get reporting on this last year, and I definitely thought we were going to get some more firm reporting on this before the season started. We didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the beat guys all kind of they all continued to tiptoe around it. Other than when Steve Popper came on this podcast and was like, yeah, the vibes for this team aren't great, and everybody fucking killed him because they're like, the team is awesome. Why do you hate the Knicks, and why are you standing for Tom Thibodeau? And, like, I try to tell people, like, guys, trust me, this Popper's been in this game for a long time. That's not his bag.
Mm-hmm.
And then but they were winning the games that they were winning, and you're like, oh man, maybe they figured it out or fixed it, but I don't know. Okay. Fabrice Charles with a super chat here. Thanks for all the contributions, by the way.
Shout out to everybody.
Talk about Cat. lacks offensive poise and defensive IQ. I'm tired of the lack of man game with him. Back to that stuff. And Brunson and his 21 against good teams and 30 against bad. So it sounds like you don't like the two best players on the Knicks. And then Anthony, I know we're not there yet, but at what point do you hit the panic button? If it does get to that point, what does it look like? That's a great question.
If
because
Toronto passes them, that's
what?
If Toronto passes them, that's when I'll hit the panic button.
Well, I mean, Boston is – who's Boston play tomorrow?
No, actually, Boston is playing right now, and they're beating the Bulls.
Yeah, so Boston's going to pass them tonight.
Boston's going to pass them tonight.
Yeah, so the Knicks are going to wake up tomorrow in third place. This Ariel Hukporti turns almost – well, actually, no, he doesn't get – it's not a turnover. Do we still need to, like, continue commenting about this game? They're down by 23 points with 5.5
No, I'm just waiting for them to pull – I'm just waiting for them to pull OG. Like, why OG is still in this game?
No idea. Maybe try to figure out his three-point stroke? I'm not even kidding. That's maybe the reason. What was I going to say? As my dog needs to go. I may have to leave you for a sec because my dog needs to pee and my wife is not responding to my text.
They're down 26.
I mean, they were down 28, so improvement, right? Okay, to answer Anthony's question, and then I'm going to go take my dog to pee, and then I'll be back in time for the post game. Although the last however many minutes of this game could not end soon enough. I think the two questions are intertwined because, like, the reason that you would hit the panic button for this team is if you think that there is an issue between the players, some like key players on this roster that you just don't think is solvable. Here's the problem. Let's say internally they do feel like, oh shit, we thought the coach would help this issue. He has not solved the big issue, you know? And the issue, whatever the issue is, still remains. At that point, it may not be like, it may not be that the problem that you identified may not be correctable in season because of the NBA salary cap and the aprons and how difficult like trades are. And oh, by the way, you're a team that is still they're going to still probably wake up tomorrow favored to win the East. As crazy as that sounds.
As they should be. As they should be. I'm not letting this. If you thought for today, you shouldn't change that.
I won't. But, you know, I'm not saying that with my whole chest. I'll say that. But my point is, you don't like pull the ripcord. You can't pull the ripcord on a team that still has that theoretical ceiling, that level of expectation. So you just have to try to figure out, all right, what is going to solve this issue? I could tell you this, going out and trading for fucking Jose Alvarado or, who's the Sadiq Bey, or
that's not going to solve the problem.
Pick your big. That ain't solving this shit.
Nope.
You know,
this is effort. This is just effort. It's not wanting. They didn't give enough of a fuck. And why don't they? But why don't they?
I think it's more than effort. I think there's something.
But
something
when you say there's something, that something is causing them to play like this. Like we saw that it's an effort issue, and the fact that like not liking each other makes them not want to play, makes them want to play hard.
Well,
and again, I can go ahead.
So Hush has an interesting comment, which I'm gonna put this up, and then I'm gonna leave you to deal with this for a few minutes. I really got to walk my dog before this game ends because I got to start post game on time. Hush says, "I'm gonna say it. Tibbs used Cat so much better." The idea of how Mike Brown wants to use Cat and wants Cat to be used is a great idea if Cat is on board with it. Yeah, Tibbs used Cat the way that Cat wanted to be used. He was like, here, have at it. I'm going to let you have free reign to do exactly what you want on the offensive end and on the defensive end, by the way, because what does Cat like to do? Cat wants to play drop. And Cat had his best offensive season, arguably, of what is going to be a Hall of Fame career. He made an All-Star team and an All-NBA team. Like, that's the thing about Tibbs is he always met players, certain players. If you were above the threshold, hello, Julius Randle,
Yes.
You got free access to the buffet line. If you were below that threshold, sorry, Mikal, fuck off.
Go walk your dog.
Go walk your dog. Me, walk my dog.
No, you go walk your dog.
I'm going to walk it right now. All right. There's another super chat here. You handle.
I'll hold it down. All right. Okay. Next super chat is from Riyadh. They've been exposed. Simple as that. I don't think they've been exposed. I don't think that, because again, it's not a tactical issue. It's not like, oh, they weren't able to. There's this thing that they do tactically, and the Pistons just snuffed it out. It was effort. It was energy. It was grit. It was determination. It was hustle. And the Pistons brought that to this game in droves. The Knicks never matched it. The Pistons, once the Pistons knew they were going to match it, it was like, all right, it's only a matter of time before the ball constrictor squeeze the life out of you, and that's what happened. As now they're down 28 points. Like, they've scored 86 points. This offense shouldn't score 86 points. Thank you for your super chat, Riyadh. And thank you, everyone, for your generous super chats during this game. Thank you for sticking around. And thank you. Shout out to the 2,046 people watching us on YouTube and Twitter, although I think most of you watching on on Twitter especially are either this is an enjoyable hate watch for you. Listen, Hush, another one. Confused, they won the cup and now hate each other. Hush, I'll say this. I've never brought into the fact as much as John has about like the vibes, and they may not necessarily like each other. Although they, at the same time, I don't think they're best friends. But for example, I remember when Josh Hart talked about, called out people with egos and agendas. Like, I don't think he was talking about. I'll let you, if you can put two and two together, you can figure out who he was talking about. I will say this. I think when things are not going well, if you don't have the strongest bond, then it's easy for things to look a certain way. But I don't think they hate each other. But I think, listen, they're tired. They're not playing well. They're not executing. They have some bad matchups, and they ran into a buzzsaw tonight. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? If it makes you feel any better, Oklahoma City is down 17 at halftime to the Hornets in their own building. All right, 2 minutes left in this game. As soon as John comes back, I'm going to go upstairs and make sure my son is in bed.
I see Hush's comment here. I don't think it's hating each other, Hush. Like, people act like this stuff with locker room issues is so black and white. But, like, people have personalities, you know? Like, think about any relationship you've been in. Think about friendships you've had. And think about when you get on somebody's nerves, or someone gets on your nerves, or someone's being selfish, or someone's not doing. Think about at work, you know, where just like someone's going through whatever, or somebody feels a certain type of way, and every time they walk into a meeting or a fucking room, it's like, you know, and then that kind of sets. And guess what? In that same job, if you landed a big account or you just like succeeded on something, it's like, hey, everything's fine. This is a workplace environment with human beings, and this is like, it's not rocket science. It's not like this is the NBA and it's exempt from real world shit. This is real world shit, and I think what we're seeing tonight is like the apex version of this thing that I'm talking about. So, that's my belief.
I know.
Yeah. I was about to put that one up. Hey, it's Zach with H.
It's Zach with an H, who should be in his bed, but I will have to go take care of this.
I've seen enough of this fucking game. Matt G, I know a Greek man that wouldn't put up with this. Good way to end it. Somehow I don't think that Greek man is going to be calling New York home anytime soon, unfortunately. Everybody, thanks. We have over 2,000 people watching. Every one of you, head over to the Knicks Film School YouTube channel and watch what I'm going to say right now is going to be an opening monologue for the ages. On behalf of Sean with a W and Zach with an H and my kids who crashed the party briefly, I am Jonathan Macri. This has been a Knicks Film School Watch Along presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. We will talk to y'all soon. Peace out.